Stephen was born with an amazing gift to play the piano. At 14 years old, with no formal training, he plays beautifully and writes his own music. But Stephen was also born with a rare genetic disorder called osteogenesis imperfecta, or brittle bone disease. That means his bones are not strong enough to support his weight. Any attempts to walk are very painful and cause his bones to bend. He started life in a Chinese orphanage, and until he was 8 years old, he was carried from place to place. Then 6 years ago, Stephen came to live at Agape Family Life House, and his life changed dramatically. Immediately, he was given a wheelchair and a freedom he had never known. He is one of 29 children who live at this Orphan's Promise-sponsored home located outside Beijing. Most suffer from severe forms of brittle bone disease. Here in this residential complex, they attend classes, receive therapy, and live a relatively normal life with loving house parents. Without this outreach, most would be sitting destitute in government-run orphanages with very little promise. The real hope for these children started 10 years ago when Agape House Director Keith Weiss brought American doctors to train the Chinese in surgical procedures. They learned to use rods to stabilize and strengthen leg and arm bones. It has been a very successful program and has become well known across the country. Because children grow so quickly, surgery is an ongoing process. A procedure is followed by months of healing and physical therapy. Finally, they might be able to walk for a short time, but when the bone begins to grow again, walking becomes painful and the child returns to the wheelchair. Since we last saw Stephen, he had surgery number 6, replacing the rods in his left leg because he had outgrown them. He has one more surgery planned to change the rods in his right leg. His bones will always be fragile, so he'll have to be careful, but he has every hope of walking normally. It's hard to imagine this bright, funny, sometimes shy young man stuck in an orphanage with little hope and no future. Instead, he is learning he has value and is free to dream. His plans for the future are to attend a music conservatory and become a music teacher. True to the words of Amazing Grace, I once was lost, but now I'm found. Orphan's Promise is happy to play a part in rescuing these children from hopeless orphanages into happy and productive lives.